Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. Just wanted to spread some encouragement with y'all, some knowledge. Don't want y'all to be discouraged. And this is another video to my fellow rappers out there, my fellow musicians, my fellow artists. I know you hear a lot of these rappers talking about saying that they freestyle everything. They don't write their songs at all. They just go into the studio and freestyle everything. There's nothing wrong about that at all. But I mean, if you the type of artist, if you the type of rapper that writes all of your stuff, like if you write a lot, you have nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be ashamed about that at all. You're still talented. Me personally, I write all my stuff. I write a lot my own self. I write the title of the song, I write the hook of the song, I write the lyrics, I write everything. Don't be ashamed if you write all your stuff down. Like, I mean, I still freestyle too, but when it comes down to the songwriting process, there's times where I go into deep thought. Whenever I do these songs, I do my very best and my power to make a masterpiece. And that's what all these rappers should do. All of these rappers, they should pursue perfection, but a lot of them in the mainstream don't. Half of them in the mainstream, all they care about is the money and the fame. But if you're the type of rapper that writes your rhymes down, you don't freestyle, you don't know how to freestyle, there's nothing to be ashamed about at all. When it comes down to battle rap and when it comes down to rap battles, a freestyle versus a written, the written usually wins. I mean, but sometimes it can depend. But yeah, when it comes down to a freestyle versus a written, the written usually defeats the freestyle. But yeah, there's nothing wrong about setting down, brainstorming, thinking, going into deep thought. I mean, to be honest with you, to come to think about it, some of these artists are actually like kind of lazy to write their own stuff. That's why I'm saying don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I write all my stuff. I mean, I don't have a ghostwriter. As I said before, I don't have a ghostwriter, and I don't need a ghostwriter, and I don't want a ghostwriter because I don't need one. My penmanship is on a whole nother level. My lyricism is on a whole nother level. Yeah, like, I don't need no ghostwriter. I mean, what a ghostwriter writes, it may be corny to me. I don't, what I mean? Yeah, what a ghostwriter writes, I may not be feeling it. And you do have some artists that have ghostwriters, and they'll tell the ghostwriter to write this, change that, change this. See, it's all, I always write my own stuff. I don't have nobody helping me. Yeah, I write it all by myself. But yo, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. I mean, really just being able to just sit down and write lyrics, that's a talent. Some people don't really like have the talent to do that. Some artists can just sit down and write rap lyrics and they don't even be thinking when they rap, and it pretty much like the inspiration be hitting them so hard, like they can just write it easily. And that's the best time to create, when the inspiration really hits you. See, when you in a situation where you're forcing yourself to write, I mean, you can still make a masterpiece, but it's probably not gonna be as dope as it was when you actually have the inspiration to write that. Like, when you having a lack of inspiration, it may sound maybe a little soft, a little weak, not as good, but it can still be a masterpiece though. Like your album can still go platinum if you had a lack of inspiration on the album. But inspiration is when you really make masterpieces. When the inspiration hits you, that's when it just flows through. But yeah, I just wanted to spread some awareness with y'all, some encouragement to let my fellow musicians, my fellow artists, my fellow rappers, to let them know that that you don't have to be ashamed about writing all of your stuff. If you can't freestyle, ain't nothing wrong about that. If you don't know how to freestyle, there's nothing wrong about that. Like when it comes down to freestyling, and like they tell you to freestyle and all you spit is verses from your songs. Ain't nothing wrong about that. Nothing wrong about that at all. Don't be ashamed. Because for the rappers where all they do is like freestyle, if you were to battle them, like a freestyle versus a written, with you spitting out a written, a written usually wins. So don't be ashamed. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel. Don't forget to comment. Love y'all.